Well, there's no shortage of Trump opponents, but you're about to meet one unlike the others because she was once on the inside. Stephanie Sagalski says she was the communications director of the Make America Great Again SuperPAC, and she has now authored an online piece about why she can no longer support him. Also back with me, radio and television host Gina Loudon. She is also a Trump supporter. Thank you both for coming on. Stephanie, first off, just tell me your story. You started out inspired by Donald Trump, and then you wrote this piece saying, quote, Trump never intended to be the candidate, but his pride is too out of control to stop him now. What happened? Why did you change your mind about Donald Trump?
You know, it happened after we left the SuperPAC. We shut the SuperPAC down in October of last year, and I remained a supporter for a while after that. But as the debates continued, as his rallies continued, as the things that he said lacked substance, lacked any sort of strong policy, I just felt like I couldn't support him any longer. I constantly felt like he needed to be in the spotlight as opposed to what was going to be the best for the country if he became president of the United States.
And that was something you didn't see earlier when you were part of his inside team.
I didn't. But if you think back to last summer, you know, we didn't have all the media coverage on him that we've had over the last 8 months. He was very much, you know, the outsider protest candidate who wanted to bring something different to the race. And I was one of those people that was disenchanted with the GOP and wanted something that wasn't the career politician just looking to keep their seat. I wanted someone who could actually maybe make a difference.
And we should say that members of the Trump campaign told Salon that Stephanie was never part of their team and is just someone who wanted her 15 minutes of fame. That has been the response from the Trump side. Gina, what is your response to Stephanie as a Trump supporter?
Well, I think that, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I consider myself somebody who's really watched this election carefully. And my evolution to being somebody that can vote for a President Trump, it was sort of exactly opposite hers. And I've never been part of the official campaign at all. Like Stephanie, I've never been part of the official campaign. But I can say that just seeing how he has responded, and by the way, his policy is listed on his website. It is much of his policy that brought me to him at first. I spent a year writing a book with some co-authors about what women really want out of politics. And I learned that, you know, for me and many women that I spoke to, what we really wanted were very simple things: economic security, national security, and constitutional adherence. And when I hear Mr. Trump speak about the things he's going to do, especially for national and economic security, I feel like the future for my children will be better. My background's in psychology. My doctoral work is in basically human behavior. And I think that the people who aren't going to like Mr. Trump are going to continue to put information in a file that says, no, he's bad, he's dangerous, he's all these things. But for the people who see him as a true outsider who has a chance to topple the establishment that they've fought for decades, they're in and they're excited for the first time in a long, long time. And I don't think that's going to change because of some of the more minutia details that are coming out these days.
So Stephanie, is there anything at this point that Donald Trump could do or say to change your mind?
I don't think so. Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and he is this bigger-than-life personality who is going to continue along this path that he's going down. And I don't really think that there is anything that he could say or do right now that would change my mind. And yes, he does have policies up on, you know, policy proposals up on his website. You know, I wrote I wrote all of the SuperPAC pieces of that based on what he had published on his website. But it's all kind of fluff and theory. There is no there with him.
But that's not true. She didn't write the policy on Mr. Trump's website. I've spoken with his campaign personally, and I know that's
for the
not true.
SuperPAC site, yes, I did.
But a SuperPAC is not related to the campaign, so that's a totally different organism there.
All right, Stephanie and Gina, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Coming up right here in the newsroom, the